Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live session today. The topic is going to be about why your past does not define your future. Why your past does not define your future. Today is, what is it, September 30th or September 29th, 2025? Can't believe this year is going by so quickly. It has been an incredible year and incredible year for me personally and for what's going around the world. And I keep to my faith, I keep to my trust, and make my faith deeper and deeper every day. So, welcome to this live session. And if you have any questions during this live session, this is the time to ask. That's why I come on live so that you can ask your questions. And so, today's topic is about why your past does not define your future. And this is an incredibly important topic because oftentimes, when we behave, when we behave and take action or make choices in our lives, it's defined by our past. It's defined by what's happened 5 years for the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And so understanding why your past does not define your future is such a powerful tool to change the direction of your life and change the direction of your future if you do not desire what is happening in your life or the patterns that you've been seeing in your life. And so that's why this session is so important to understand the power that you have to make different choices and decisions every single day, every single moment in the power of now. So that's why this is so important. Hi, Heidi. How are you? It's great to see you. So today's topic is all about why your past does not define your future. So let's clear the energy of the room and then let us get started with the session. And I always have my bowl, Tibetan singing bowl, to clear the energy of the room. And let's do that so we get started. So let's just be present, breathe naturally, keep your thoughts and energy in the power of now. Dear God, angel, spirit guides, and masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to create this sacred space. Thank you so much for this moment to be able to transmit these beautiful messages of why our past does not define our future. We're deeply grateful for all the wisdoms, all of the knowledge, all of the wisdoms, knowledge from all of the, our Akashic records and all of our past lives to come forth so that we may make this life, this particular life, in this time space reality, this particular life to manifest a powerful future in our soul's journey. So thank you so much for removing also any low frequency energies that do not serve the highest and best interest of all of these beautiful souls in this room, and for allowing a beautiful exchange of ideas, exchange of energies in this room to support each other. So thank you so much for a session that goes with calm, peace, serenity, and flow. And so it is. Okay, and so it is. Thank you so much for joining this live session about why your past does not define your future. And so let's go with the premise. The premise of the truth, the reality of the universe, the reality of our existence or existential being is that everything happens in the power of now. You think things are happening in the past, things are never happening in the past, things are never happening in the future. All things happen in the power of now. And the entire universe really exists in the power of now. We say, well, Moon, there's a future. We go by calendars, we go by time, right? That's just confined to this time space reality that we call life, this consciousness level. But once our soul leaves this consciousness level, there's higher consciousness level. And the soul only exists in the now. It never exists in the future. It never exists in the past. That's why there's a beautiful philosopher, Wittgenstein, says, those who live in the power of now have eternal life. Those who live in the power of now have eternal life. And so that's the premise that we have to start with, is that everything is in the now. That's why there's so many gurus and So many books written about the power of now. Eckhart Tolle's book, Power of Now, right? Power of now. What does that really mean? Is that everything happens in the now. And so what happens is that anytime that we observe the past, we're not living in the power of now. Every time we obsess about the past and have regrets of the past, we're not in the power of now. And so what happens is as things starts, as we have certain limiting beliefs about our lives, limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, and we have limiting behaviors, our actions follow from those limiting beliefs that we can't do this or we can't have this, or all of these limiting beliefs that we have. And then our life manifests a certain way where we don't have the relationship, we don't have the money, we don't have the career. And we're sitting here, power of now, and observing that life that, oh my God, I don't have the money, I don't have the career, I don't have, the relationship that I want. What you're doing is you're just tapping into what is the past energy, the past. Because the evidence of the now is showing you where you were, what energetic frequency you've carried on for the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. And that is what you call evidence, because that manifestation of what you were holding on, the energies that you kept holding on from the past, has now manifested into evidence, what you call evidence. And you say, this evidence is my life. This evidence is my life. See, Moon, I do not have the money. I do not have the career. I do not have the relationship. Because look at my life. This is the evidence. But that evidence of what you are seeing right now is all about past energies. It's all about the past. It's nothing to do with the now. It has nothing to do with the future. And so as you keep observing these past energies, observing what you have, the evidence that you call evidence. See, Moon, this is what I have in the bank account. That's evidence. See, Moon, this is the this non-relationship that I have. That's evidence. See, Moon, I don't have a job or a great career. That's evidence, right? So you say, Moon, you can't argue with the evidence that I have in my life. You can't argue with that because it's evidence. But that evidence is tied to the past. It's not tied to the now, it's not tied to the future. That evidence that you're talking about, of the manifestations of this evidence of the now, is tied to the past. Because all manifestations come forth from energy. So all the stuff that you're seeing and observing in the now is past energies. And so what it is that if we want to change our future, we have to break free from that. We have to break free from past energies. We have to break free from keeping observing what we've done in the past, keep observing what we believed in the past, keep observing what energies we kept broadcasting in the past. And now it has come forth as evidence. We've got to break that cord from the past. That's the power of now, and that's the power of manifesting your future if you want it to go in a different direction. Now, obviously, for those people who have a beautiful life and they're very happy with their life, then they should continue to do what they've been doing, right? This is for those of you who do not like what you're seeing in your life right now and that keep going to the past, because you're going to keep getting the same results over and over again. Same results over and over again. If you keep observing and obsessing about the past that did not serve you, or beliefs and thoughts that did not serve you, you keep regurgitating that and you keep broadcasting that, the universal forces in its inclusivity, because universe is always inclusive, it's not exclusive, it will keep showing you the same results over and over again. And that's a result of continuing to engage with past energies, with the past. When you keep getting results that you do not like in your life, that means you keep engaging with the past, the past that did not serve you, the past did not honor you. That's what that means. If you keep having patterns in your life that you do not desire, that means you keep you keep returning to the past that did not serve you, the past that did not serve you, the past that did not serve you. And so then you keep getting the same results, and the universe keeps showing the same thing and giving you the same results, and you call it evidence, evidence, evidence. So you keep reinforcing that past, reinforcing that past, reinforcing that past. And this is a really big problem because now it becomes your default way of being, default way of living, default way of broadcasting a certain energetic frequency. It's just default, 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 default. It's like this vicious cycle. And it's like, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this vicious cycle of the past that I do not desire? It's like whoo, 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 whoo. It's like literally like the rat in that like the wheel of circle that's going woo, 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 because you keep regurgitating the past. The past keeps regurgitating, 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 and so you keep seeing the same results. And this is why when you have a past that did not serve you, that did not honor you, and you keep regurgitating it, it becomes very, it becomes very a huge block, a huge impediment to manifest your future, because that's what we're doing. We keep regurgitating the past, the past, the past energies that did not give us the results that we wanted. And so what we have to do is we have to understand that nothing, that your existence only ever happens in the now. So if you keep regurgitating the experience of the past or the beliefs of the past, what is going to happen in the now? You're going to keep getting the same result that you've had in the past, right? That's the laws of the universe. That's the laws of the universe. That's why it's important that we make that energetic cord break of the past. That past is spilled milk. There's nothing you could do about it, right? But why keep obsessing about it? Why keep regurgitating it, right? It's spilled milk. There's nothing. Why put more attention to it? Why have regrets? Why obsess about it? Why you keep thinking about it? Why? It's not doing anything for your future. And this is why we've got to leave the past the past. We've got to make an energetic cord break with the past. And so once we do that, then what happens? We start living in the power of now. Okay, so let's look to see if there's any comments, because then I want to go to part 2 of what I'm saying. The part 2 is really important. Hi, Kenneth Marchant. How are you? Hey, Amy Aurora. Hi, Jazen. Hi, Ella Watson. Great to see you all. Okay, so if you have any questions or any, wisdom comments, please share it with us. We learn from each other. I learn from you, and we're here to learn from each other. Okay, so part 2 of this is that when we cut the energetic past cord, doesn't mean that we have to forget everything. Of course, it means that we're going to learn from the past. What are the valuable things that we experienced from the past? We're going to take it and learn to bring it to the now and the future. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take the things that we learned and we're going to bring it, because those things are valuable, right? We're going to learn things. But so what happens in the power of now? What happens? So you say, you know what? My existential being is always in the now. It's never in the future. It's never in the past. And so if it's always in the power of now, this is where all change and transitions and alchemizations happen. All change happens in the now. All change happens ever only in the now. This is the reason why your past doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that for 20, 30 years you've been poor, or you think you're poor, you've been poor, or you didn't have a relationship. It doesn't matter, because everything happens in the now. So if you cut that energetic cord of the past that no longer serves you or did not serve you, and you start to bring the presence of who you really are, that you are an infinite being of infinite creation and infinite possibilities with talents and gifts, and you start to tap into that truth, nothing that happened in the past is going to be carried over for the future, because you're broadcasting a different energy energetic frequency to the universe. That's the key. We've got to broadcast a different frequency, and that only happens in the now. You're only ever broadcasting a frequency in the now. You're never broadcasting in the past. You're never broadcasting in the future, right? So for those of you who say, for 20 years, Moon, I have not made money. Well, because for 20 years, you kept living in the past. You kept bringing in the belief that you can't make money, or you're not good enough to have money, or you don't have the skill set or the talent or gifts to make money. You've held that on for 20, 30 years. That's why the bank account is showing you the evidence of that. So you break that energetic cord of that past and you say, you know what? No, that does not define me. I can say something different now. I can say the truth of who I am, which is I'm an infinite being of infinite possibilities with unique talents and gifts. And when I apply that correctly, I will see those types of abundance and prosperity in career, relationships, money. You can make that absolute choice in the now, right? You have that power. Nobody has that power over you. You have that power to make that choice that I'm going to make a conscious decision to look at things differently, to say things differently, to see myself differently. I'm making that conscious choice in the now. That's where your power is. You don't understand how powerful you really are. That's the thing. And when I see people, I say, God, they don't understand how powerful they really are. You have no idea how powerful you really are. You have no idea. Your power, the Buddha always says, if you change your single mind, you could change the world. That's how powerful you really are. When you change your single mind, you could change the world. That's how powerful you really are. You don't understand that you have that power to make that change and shift in the now. You have that absolute power. And so the question is, why is it that we keep seeing the same thing for 20, 30, 40 years? And even though we try to make that shift in the now, we try to change it in the now, why is it so hard? Why do we keep reverting back to the old ways? Why do we keep doing that? If you're saying that it's so easy, you have to shift. You choose what you have an absolute choice of what you say to yourself, what you could believe in the now, which seems fairly easy, right? Why is it so hard? Why am I still seeing the same results over and over and over and over again when you're saying that I have this power of choice in the now? That's like a $1 billion question. That's what I say. That's $1 billion question. Why am I seeing the same results? When you're saying it's easy, I just have to make a new choice. Yes, theoretically, it's easy, but in practice, it becomes something different, right? It's in the practice that's where we fall short. That is where we fall short. So let me take a break right now and then see if there's any questions, and then I'll go to part three of this discussion. Okay, let's see if there's any questions. Hi, hello, Moon. Hope everything's good for you. Yes, everything is, as you know what, I'm deeply grateful. Not to say that I don't have my own challenges, right? I always do, but I'm working on it, right? I have my own challenges, but I work on it, right? That's what we do. But I'm deeply grateful for everything. Deeply, deeply grateful. Hi, oh, greetings from India. Wow. Thank you, Amy Aurora, for joining us from India. What a beautiful, beautiful country, beautiful culture, beautiful people, beautiful food. Um, Jay-Z, only constant is change. That is true. Change is the only constant. Okay, Ella Watson says, what an informative topic. How do we cut energetic cord of the past? Okay. I mean, and I'm going to get to that. That's part three. Let's go to other questions, but that's a great question, Ella. Chippo says, hi, Chippo. I hold on to my past a lot by having this victim mentality. I have been looking for someone to validate and comfort my negative experiences. It started to reflect in the decrease of my finances. Wow, Chippo. Chippo, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for sharing that personal experience and story. That you literally say, when I started to, validate these negatives, is I saw that my finances decreased. Why? Because and this is so true because when you see yourself as victim and when you start validating your negative experiences, where are you? You're holding yourself down energetically. That's a frequency down here, and you want to be here. And so, as you keep playing that victim mentality or that negative, like, keep affirming. And it's not to say that you can't acknowledge when you have legitimate grief, when somebody died, or even when you get fired, there's legitimate grief in life, right? But if you keep putting that out, you keep holding yourself in that state of being, you're holding yourself down like this. And then you start creating a momentum where it could go down further like this. And that's why you've seen that decrease of income because prosperity, abundance is up here. That frequency is up here. And so as you hold yourself down to this lower frequency and you create a momentum, it's not just going to stay here. It's going to start going decreasing, start going to go down. And that's where you saw that experience of why your finances decreased, because it's the opposite of prosperity and abundance. And that's the reason. And so thank you so much, Chippo. And thank you so much for realizing the fact that you figured it out is genius. Call yourself a genius for figuring it out. Call yourself a genius for figuring out, Chippo. That's incredible that you figured it out. Amazing. Because a lot of people don't make that association and they keep putting out that lower frequency and their life keeps going like this. And then they wonder why it's going like this because they have no knowledge of what's happening energetically, the laws of the universe, the laws of energy, what's happening, the laws of attraction. They don't understand that. And so that's what that happens. And the fact that you figure it out and you understand that, that's genius. Your 0 point meditation helped a lot past few days. Opportunities came light speed. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, I'm so glad that you used that meditation and that things are happening. See? You see how and what was happening right there? You were meditating in the now. You can't meditate in the past. You can't meditate in the future. You can only do it in the now because you've made a conscious decision to let go of the past, right? You made that conscious decision. I'm letting it go. And I'm going to focus on my now and what can I do in the now to upgrade my vibrational frequency, to upgrade myself. What can I do in the now? Because you have every power and you took that opportunity. You seized on that opportunity of the now and how I'm going to uplift it by doing the meditations, by retraining your mind, retraining your subconscious mind, retraining your conscious mind, right? And you start to see change. It just happens automatically, naturally. That's how it goes. And so Ella gave a wonderful question. It's like, how do we cut that energetic cord? Okay. So the first thing you want to do is, and this is where we go into part three. The first thing is you say it out loud. And I have an energetic cord meditation where you cut the energetic cord. You could use that to cut your past. So, but you could say out loud. You could even, write it down. I release and I released all of the past energies that no longer serve me, knowing that I have the power to change my life in the now. I let it go and I make that energetic cord cut. Say it out loud, or you can even write it down. And then you could put it out, go outside, and then you could burn it with fire and let it go. Or you could take that piece of paper, you write it down. You could go to the ocean and you let it go. Let it go into the ocean. So you want to first make that conscious decision that you're letting it go by saying it out loud and letting it go. That's step number one. Step number two is to say, you know what? I have the power of now and that I could define my future in the now. I'm going to define my thoughts my feelings, my belief systems, and my actions to empower myself, to honor myself in the now. That will change the direction of my future. That's step two. Acknowledge that you have every power to think different, feel different, behave different in the now. And so where we fall short, what happens is this, is that these steps and tools absolutely work. Where we fall short is that it's all about the practice, is that when we have formed a habit, so when you broadcast a certain frequency for 10, 20, 30 years, there's a habit that you've created, and that habit lives in every cell, every tissue of your body. It's like a default habit. And that's why it's so hard for people to lose weight or diet, because when they diet, it's not their default way of being, default way of behaving. It's not, and every cell in the body is like, eat that cake or eat that thing, right? Every cell in that body saying, go for it, go for it, go for it. And then we cave in. So we're caving into habits, habits of the mind, habits of the body. The body, it's a habit, and a certain feeling is a habit. So when we feel depressed, and we've been feeling depressed for 5, 10, 15 years, that's a habit. That's a default way of being. So think about it. Your body just wants to default. Everything about you wants to default. Go back to it, go back to it, go back to it. So this is where it becomes really, really hard and difficult, is to break that habit. Break that habit. And this is where you have to ask yourself, am I completely dedicated to changing my life, changing my habit, changing in the now? Am I dedicated? Because those of you who are absolutely dedicated to your future and to the change of your future will eventually, that habit will be broken, and you'll feel less and less of that habit, and you will create better habit. And this is the reason why I practice all the time. I mean, in the morning, when I woke up, I was practicing. I was listening to guided meditations, affirmations. I go walking, I listen to guided meditations, affirmations. I'm in the shower, I'm like saying, I'm saying things to myself, guided meditations, gratefulness, affirmations, constantly training the mind. And then when you go to sleep, I do again. I listen, because now we're going to go into the sleep state. And if you listen to affirmations beforehand, it will be more absorbed in the subconscious mind. So you really have to make a commitment that I'm going to choose something different in the now, constantly in the now, in the now, in the now. And if you have a belief, a thought system that is going back to reverting back to the past, right? That doesn't serve you, that's never served you, and that will never serve you in the future. You say, pause. Oh, wow, I just had an awareness that I'm saying something to myself that I've been saying to myself for the past 20 years that didn't work for me. Let me pause it. So just having that awareness of that you've caught yourself saying something that doesn't serve you, that hasn't served you, that will never serve you, is a great thing. That's great progress. You're already 50% there. The other 50% is to reverse it. 50% is to acknowledge it and be aware of it. And the other 50% is to reverse it. And this is where the hard part is really in undoing that habit and forming a new habit, new belief systems, new feelings, new behavior. That's the biggest, that's where it gets really hard, is building that. And that's what I see in a lot of people, even in my own life. It's building the new habit. That's the key here. And so you have to work on it every day. Every day you have to work on yourself. Every single day you have to work on empowering yourself, saying, I am an absolute infinite being of infinite possibilities with talents and gifts. Things are always working out for me. I am a magnet for prosperity and abundance. I am good enough. I am worthy. I am smart. I am a genius. I know that things come to me, and all life challenges is teaching me and making me something so magnificent, great. It's like literally like reinforcing that over, I can innovate, I can build. I'm a powerful creator of my life. I attract the greatest people and greatest opportunities. I mean, these are the things that you should be saying to yourself all day. And there's so many opportunities to do it. Even when you're driving, right? You could say it. If you're in the shower, you could say it. If you're doing the dishes, you could say it. If you're walking your dog, if you're in the treadmill, that's a wonderful time to listen and say those things. Wonderful time when you're in the treadmill, right? Because you're walking on the treadmill for 20 minutes. What better time to do it? So there's so many opportunities. You could be waiting at the doctor's office and saying it to yourself, right? There's so many opportunities throughout the day. And the more you keep doing it, the more you're going to start shifting, deprogramming yourself from the old self and start creating a new self, new habits, new way of feeling. And so this is the secret, is to keep at it, keep at the practice. Do not give up on yourself. And when we revert back to the past, we're giving up on ourselves. But you shouldn't, because you are a perfect image of God. You are so powerful, and you don't even understand how powerful you are. You don't even understand the gifts and talents that you uniquely have, and that when you express and apply it to this life, people are going to resonate with it, because nobody's going to express it the way you're going to express it, right? Because you're such a unique energetic being. You have a unique energetic blueprint that nobody has. And so understanding and recognizing and feeling that is the key here. And that your past is the past. Those are beliefs that you've had that doesn't serve you, that did not serve you, that will not serve you. And it's to let that go. Make that distinctive cut, energetic cut, and do the energetic core break meditation, and say consciously to yourself, in this moment, I am going to make this energetic cord of the beliefs and the feelings and the thoughts and behaviors that no longer serve me. I am making that energy, and that my past does not define my future. It does not define the now, and it does not define the future. And whatever I see that has manifested, that I'm observing in the now, is all past energies that have manifested. And I could leave that. I could leave that. I can make a choice to leave it. I can make a choice to believe differently about myself, to feel differently about myself, and to behave differently. So you see, and as you keep reinforcing that over and over and over again, that is when you start building a new habit, and you start building the real self, the self that honors you, that puts a light on you of who you really are, and the power and influence that you have over yourself and others. Okay. So I hope that has helped you, Ella Watson, in answering that question. Ella says, I want to venture social media and create content, but I'm afraid of people knowing me and digging my past. I'm also afraid of people knowing me, afraid of being discovered. Okay. I totally understand, Ella. Totally understand. Totally understand. So the fear is, there's so many fears around this, right? Am I going to be discovered? Am I going to, if this is something that you really do, then where you have to overcome yourself is, I am good enough to do this. I am worthy enough to do this, and the universe and God will support me in doing this. That's the place that you have to overcome, is the good enough, is the feeling of worthiness to do this. That I deserve to be seen. I deserve my message to be out there. I deserve it, and I'm good enough to do it. And so that is something that you have to that you have to work on, is I'm good enough. And the universal forces and God will support me in doing it. That's what you got to work on. They're going to support me. I'm going to be supported, and I could let go of fear. And so, because there's a part of you deep inside that says, am I good enough to do this? Am I good enough to say things? Yes, you are good enough, Ella. You are absolutely good enough. You're more than good enough. You're unconditionally worthy. So there's some guided meditations that I have on worthiness. Use use meditations to feel worthy. Go do the Louise Hay mirror work. Go to the bathroom or put a mirror in front of you, like a mirror like this. Put it in front of you and say, Ella, you are beautiful. Ella, you are worthy. Ella, you are good enough. Ella, you can do this. Ella, you have unique gifts and talents. Ella, you have wisdom to share. Ella, you are powerful. Ella, like that. You've got to get into that worthiness that you're good enough. That's the thing that you have to overcome. And then also having deeper faith that the universe and God will support you and your spirit team will support you in this direction so that you could get over that fear. So that's where my faith becomes deeper because there are things that I do that could be like, oh my God, could be I'm fearful. And then when I do these things, but then I said, you know what, my faith is deeper that the my spirit team is with me. God is with me. The universal forces are with me. So that's the thing for you, Ella. Jay Zen, Ella, same here. Let's just do it. I love that. Let's just do it. Just do it, right? Yeah. And Ella, there's lots of people who feel the same way as you. What you're going through is not uncommon. So know that there are a lot of people who feel like, okay, so Jazz one, yes, Ella, I like being behind the scenes person too. I like I want the finances without the fame. Okay. So that's different. What Jazz One is saying, Jazz One, you want to be behind the scenes. What Ella wants to say is, I want to create content, but I'm afraid of people knowing me and digging my past. You know, what past so even if they dig your past, is there something of the past that you're trying to hide? So and also Ella, there's ways that you could put out content without being at the forefront. You could create content without being on camera. You could create that kind of content as well. So there are creative ways to do this, Ella. And Jazz One is somebody who prefers to be in behind the scenes, and that's great. There are a lot of people who prefer to be, and we need people who want to be behind the scenes, right? That's totally legitimate to want to be behind the scenes. There are people who want to be at the front and that should be at the front, and there are people who are behind the scenes and should be behind the scenes because everybody plays a different role. Everybody has an important role to play, and it's not going to be the same role. You can't have everybody be at the front and you can't have everybody be at the back or behind the scenes. You've got to have the people that's supposed to be at the front and people who are supposed to be behind the scenes. That's how we create balance and harmony. So none of it is wrong or right. It's just your soul's journey and path. That's what it all is. It comes down to your soul's journey. You're welcome, Ella. Okay, so Ken Marchand said, what's the mantra of letting go of the past? There's not one mantra. There is things that you could say. My past does not define my future. I let go of it now. My past does not define the future. I let go of it now. You could just even say that. My past does not define my future. I let go of it now. I let go of limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts, limiting feelings that I've had hold on to for the past 20 years. I let go of it now. There's lots of things that you could say. So I say all kinds of things. I don't just use one, So what I would do, Kenneth, is I would write it down. Write down all the your affirmations. Write it down. And then look at which ones you really love. And then you could say the ones that you really like, repeat it throughout the day. Because there may be ones that really resonate with you more than others, right? And use the ones that really resonate you. That's going to change the feeling that I am powerful, I am innovative, I'm creative. I could change my life in the now. So write it all down. Write down your affirmations and then choose the ones that really resonate with you. And also, there's lots of videos that you could listen to that puts you in a different, puts you in the power of now. Grateful meditation, grateful. I am so grateful that I can change my life in the power of now. That's that because all change happens in now. And I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful for that. Thank you for allowing me to change my direction of my life in the now. That's also breaking from the past, right? So write it down, all the things that the statements, and then choose the ones that really resonate with you. Okay. You're welcome. How do we cut cords? I have a meditation that cut cords. I did mention it before. You could make a statement that says, I mentioned this about, and I do have a meditation about cutting energetic cords. You could write down, I release, I release the past. I release all of the limiting beliefs, thoughts, feelings I've had in the past that never served me. And I make an energetic cord to let go of that past. And you could write things down, and then you could either go to the ocean and let it go, and you say out loud, I let go of my past. My past no longer defines me. And you let it go, or you can even go outside and you could put fire and let it burn to the sky, to the universe. Let it go. I wouldn't do it inside the house because sometimes it gets dangerous because of fire, but I would do it maybe outside. You take and you burn it and you let it go. Let it go to the universe. And then you say, and then you visualize. You could visualize like a timeline. This is the past, this is the present, and this is the future. And you could visualize an energetic cord being broken right here, that this is gone. This past is gone. You could see the timeline, past, present, future. And that past, that energetic, there's a scissors that you've just took a scissors and went and the past is gone. So use the scissor as a tool to cut that past. Okay. So those are a couple of different ways that you could do that. So Michelle, I hope that has helped you. And I do have a energetic cord break. That meditation is for breaking cord with relationships, but you could use that to break cord with the past. That there's a cord and you use a scissor and the past dissolves. So use those visualizations of that you're going in with the scissors, dissolve the past. Okay? Because the past does not define your future. Only what you do now will affect the future. And if you choose something different now, then you will see a different future. But you have to keep choosing over and over and over again a different future because it takes practice, right? It takes practice. We're not, it takes practice. Oh, my chair keeps showing. It takes practice to show the power of now. There's practice. There's practice in this whole thing. So the practice is where it comes in. It's in the practice that we make sustainable change. Because what we're doing is in the practice, we're not only reprogramming a subconscious mind, but we're programming every cell, every tissue, every organ in our body. And we have to reprogram the body because the body, in its habitual ways, tells us, go back to the old ways, go back to the old ways, go back to the old ways. Our body is telling us this. And our subconscious mind is also telling us. That's why you have to keep at it. Be committed to that change in the now. Be committed. And that's the secret here. And that's where it becomes, and once you start, you start being consistent about that change in the power of now, you will see that the old habit starts to disappear and you're forming better new habits that empower you, that honor you. And you're going to start to see better people, better situations being attracted to you. And it happens pretty quickly, meaning like things might change. You might see small things at the beginning, right? Like small little things. And then as you build that momentum with practice, you're going to start seeing bigger and bigger change. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions. Okay, Michelle asked, how do I answered that. You're welcome, M. Michelle. M. Michelle, what a pretty name. Hi, Purple 3S and Roses. Love your bracelet. Oh, thank you. These are the Yin and Yang Living Crescent Moon and Round Sun bracelets, the Yin Yang Crescent Moon. They were custom designed. Um, oh, you need the relationship one? Yeah, well, that energetic cord is that meditation is for you, and it's on the meditation playlist, so you can find it there. Hi, Perry. How are you? Every single moment is a new beginning, and we have choices of what we focus on and do. Absolutely. Absolutely. This moment, you could choose anything, right? This is the moment, not the past, not the future. It's only this moment, the power of now. So think about, what am I going to choose to focus on? Am I going to choose to focus on past that has never served me? Or am I going to choose to focus on something that's going to honor me, that's going to empower me, that's going to uplift me, that's going to inspire me, that's going to allow me to have, make a difference in the world and be on my soul's journey? That's a choice that we all absolutely have. And so you have so much power that you don't even realize how much power you have. You have so much power that you don't even realize. You have so much power in the now. And so understand that that power is so huge. It is the foundation for putting your life in a different direction. It is absolutely the foundation for redirecting your life in a different way, in a way that makes you feel like your soul is expanding and growing, right? That's what we all want to feel. It's not even about the money, because if you feel that the soul is expanding and growing, you wouldn't even care about the money, or you wouldn't even care about that relationship. We feel that, oh, if I have the money, if I have the relationship, that's when I'm going to feel like my soul is expanding and growing. No, it doesn't work that way. It's because your soul is expanding and growing that those things come in as a byproduct. The money, the relationship, whatever. That's just a byproduct. So it's not even really about that. It's about your soul feeling that expansion and growth. It's in that feeling, oh my God, I'm growing, expanding. This is amazing. Like that. Ella Watson, I have been practicing living the now, and every day the universe gives me pleasant surprises. Absolutely. Because what happens is the universe knows how to make things happen. Our job is to be present with it. And as we become present with this moment, we allow things to come in, and we allow things that we never even thought of or imagined. Because that's the universe's job, is to make things happen. Our job is to let go and surrender and be able to receive and allow. That's our job. Yeah, unfortunately, my e-shop has closed because I've been focusing on my the AI health tech platform around traditional Chinese medicine. And so because I would, but if you really want it, send me an email via my YouTube. And if you have a PayPal account, we could maybe do it via PayPal. I don't know, but it's just because the e-store was kind of taking up too much time, and so I decided to close the e-store and focus on my, because the AI health tech for Chinese medicine is a platform. We're actually building the first product right now, and it's so important to get that out and to the universe, because we're going to transform holistic health and wellness in ways that are unimaginable, and it's going to be an incredibly powerful platform. So that's the reason I made, because it's about focus. It's about the focus, and my focus on my soul's journey, and that's where I decided to focus. And also doing my blog and doing coming on live, that's important. It's constantly empowering you. I feel like my soul's purpose is to empower you to understand how powerful you really are. And so if I saw every single person be able to innovate, create, build, and empower themselves and be so amazing, like, God, even if I change one person's life, I feel like that's great. If I've changed 10 persons' life, great. 20, great. Even better. 100, even better. So one of my soul's journey is to get this message out to you, to empower you, to understand that you are so powerful. You really are. You have no idea. And I'm not saying this as a joke. I'm serious when I say this. You have no idea how powerful you really are. Okay. Purple 3. No, love to know how to untie knots of obstacles for prosperity and abundance. Okay, so every live session that I have or guided meditation is to do just that, is to untie those obstacles. So I have a whole playlist that says live sessions. Look at that playlist because every single one of those videos is a topic to untie those obstacles, to manifest and to tap into your true power. So when you tap into your true power and understand who you really are and honor yourself, you're untying those obstacles and those challenges. So every video I have or meditation is to do that. Every single one. So go and look at those. And you don't have to watch it in one day. You can maybe watch one a day and see that every video that I have is towards that. It's to untying the obstacles and tapping into who you really are, your infinite, spirit as an infinite spirit of infinite possibilities to be able to tap into your talents and gifts. Oh, thank you so much, Ella. She says, you have changed mine for better. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be able to be on this journey with you. Hi, Maria, Jose Silva. Hi, Yaz, Jason, Parrot, Moon. Thanks for sharing your time, your wisdom, the clarity of your heartfelt energies. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Paris says, a leap of faith that is centered in simplicity and observing the essence of life unfolding moment by moment with wonderment and joy. I love that. I love that. You're welcome, purple threes and roses. I love that. Purples and roses. I love it. The color purple is one of my favorite because purple absolutely helps you to tap into your intuition. So I have amethyst crystals for that reason. Okay. So if nobody has any other questions, we'll close out the room because I have a meeting at 10. And let's just recap. Your past does not define your future. And if you're observing evidence right now that you have a low bank account, that you have no relationship, that you do not have a career, that you do not like, that is evidence of the past energies that you've been carrying. That's all it is. It's just manifestation of those past energies. But what you put out in the now, the power of now, is that you can change. You can change it with change of thought, change of feeling, and change of behavior. You do that in the now. And as you make a conscious decision to let go of the past, make that energetic cord with the scissors and let it go, and you stay present in the now and you say, what can I say to myself in the now that empowers me, that honors me, instead of keep saying the same thing I've done in the past that doesn't work and will never work. And once you make that conscious decision to choose something different in the now, that is when you will start to see change in the future to a different direction. So remember, your past does not define the now or the future. And what you do now and what you keep doing now every second, right? Every second there's a now is going to affect the future. Okay. So the now. Make that energetic cord, learn lessons from the past, make that energetic cord with the scissors, let it go, focus on the power of now and empower yourself in the power of now. And you will see a different direction of your future. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's do a closing prayer. Dear God, angel, spirit guide, send masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to create this sacred space. Thank you so much for empowering all of us that we can make an energetic cord and break our past, that it does not define our future. So I ask you to show every one of these beautiful souls their infinite potential, infinite possibility, that they could change the direction of their life, the course of their life in the now, and that their past never, never defines the now and their future. So thank you so much for your continued support, your continued wisdoms, your continued guidance, your continued protection, and most importantly,